Armand sat alone in his dimly lit apartment. The silence was deafening, broken only by the hum of an old ceiling fan. His bank app mocked him with a balance of just 300 rupees. His stomach growled, but he ignored it. He couldn't afford to eat out, and the fridge was as empty as his wallet. At 27, Armand's life felt like a cruel joke. Despite working 2 jobs, he was drowning in debt, constantly borrowing from friends, and ashamed to ask for help. That night, as he scrolled through social media, he stumbled upon a video. A self-made millionaire shared how he went from broke to successful by changing his mindset. Armand's heart raced. For the first time in years, he felt a flicker of hope. Was it possible to escape this endless cycle? He didn't have the answers yet, but he knew one thing. Something had to change. The next morning, Armand met his childhood friend Zayan for chai. As they chatted, Armand's frustrations spilled out. "No matter how hard I work, I can't seem to get ahead. It feels like I'm stuck." Zayan listened patiently before responding. "Armand, you're not broke because of your job. You're broke because of your habits. You earn, you spend, and you save nothing. Until you change your mindset, nothing else will change." The words hit Armand like a slap in the face. That night, he couldn't sleep. Zayan's voice echoed in his mind. He grabbed a notebook and wrote down every financial mistake he could think of. Eating out daily, impulsive online shopping, not tracking expenses, and never saving. As the list grew, so did his resolve. He realized that his first step to freedom was accountability. Determined to take control, Armand started tracking every rupee he spent. For the first time, he saw where his money was actually going. The chai stops, streaming subscriptions, late-night takeouts, it all added up. The revelation was both shocking and empowering. He also began researching personal finance. He learned about budgeting, the importance of an emergency fund, and the concept of living below your means. The idea of creating multiple income streams intrigued him, but it felt overwhelming. Could someone like him, drowning in financial chaos, ever manage to build wealth? Instead of letting fear paralyze him, Armand focused on small wins. He set a simple goal: save 1,000 rupees this month. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And for the first time he felt a glimmer of control over his finances. To save his first 1,000 rupees, Armand knew he had to make sacrifices. He looked around his apartment and decided to sell things he didn't truly need. His gaming console, once a source of escape, was the first to go. It hurt to part with it, but he reminded himself of his bigger goal. With the money he earned, he paid off a small overdue bill and started an emergency fund. The feeling of paying off even a tiny debt was liberating. It wasn't just about the money. It was about proving to himself that he could take control. Each small step felt like laying the foundation for a new life. One day, Zayan introduced Armand to Mehak, a financial mentor who had once been in his shoes. Over coffee, Mehak shared her story of struggling with debt and how she turned her life around. Her advice was simple, yet profound. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's like planting seeds. You nurture them daily, and over time, they grow into something incredible. Mehak taught Armand how to create a realistic budget, prioritize debt repayment, and invest small amounts consistently. She introduced him to the concept of compounding and showed him how even small, regular investments could grow significantly over time. For the first time, Armand felt like he had a roadmap to follow. Mehak's next piece of advice was life-changing. If you want to break free from being broke, you need to increase your earning potential. Armand decided to invest in himself. After some research, he enrolled in an affordable online course on digital marketing. Every evening after work, he spent hours learning about SEO, content creation, and social media ads. It wasn't easy. There were nights when he wanted to give up, but he reminded himself of his goal: freedom. Within 3 months, Armand landed his first freelance client. The extra income, though small, felt monumental. It was proof that he could create opportunities for himself. 6 months into his journey, Armand hit a wall. Juggling his job, freelance projects, and self-improvement felt overwhelming. Progress was slow, and he began to doubt if all the sacrifices were worth it. One evening, he called Mehak and poured out his frustrations. She listened patiently and said, "Armand, success isn't about never failing. It's about never quitting. Remember why you started. The pain of regret is far worse than the pain of hard work." Her words reignited his determination. Armand realized that setbacks were a part of the journey, not the end of it. He adjusted his schedule, prioritized self-care, and kept pushing forward. Armand's persistence began to pay off. His freelancing income surpassed his regular salary, allowing him to save and invest more aggressively. He diversified his income streams, started building a mutual fund portfolio, and even explored passive income opportunities. For the first time, he experienced the joy of financial security. He no longer feared unexpected expenses or emergencies. Instead, he felt empowered to make choices based on his goals, not his bank balance. As Armand's financial situation improved, so did his confidence. He began mentoring others who were struggling financially. He shared his journey, emphasizing that breaking the cycle of being broke wasn't just about earning more. It was about changing your mindset and habits. Through his mentorship, Armand found a new sense of purpose. Helping others reminded him of how far he had come, and reinforced his commitment to never return to his old ways. Years later, Armand looked back on his journey with pride. He had built a thriving business, owned multiple investments, and lived a debt-free life. But more importantly, he had gained control over his destiny. In a speech to a group of young professionals, he said, "Being broke isn't about money, it's about mindset. Change your habits, invest in yourself, and never give up. The journey isn't easy, but I promise you, it's worth it. Start today, and you'll never be broke again." Armand's story became a beacon of hope for countless others, proving that anyone can rewrite their financial future with the right mindset, strategy, and perseverance.